maybe. And so she came from Texas, and I'm just gonna let you take it away and share your heart with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mauria.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm kind of curious as to who drove the furthest. So
Drove 2.5 hours.
2.5.
In level 2 snow. 2
Yeah.
We don't know what level 2 snow means.
It means really bad.
That's a lot of it.
Level snow means
That's a lot of
you
it.
know what snow
So you
means.
guys need to be very careful
Oh,
going
yeah,
back
we'll be
tonight.
fine.
Are you going back tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're used to it.
Okay.
Now that
Yeah,
we're-
see, like Texas, yeah, we don't.
Now we're like concerned.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to be here. We had gotten together and we're like, we are doing this year. Like, we are doing this. We are going to be in the room with Thrivers. I love the fact that the company launched this whole 1,000 events in 100 days. We are one of the 1,000, and I pray that we go out and leave here and just start making a huge impact. And I really want to encourage you guys to do little things like this in your own areas, you know, getting together, whether it be vision boards, living room locals, whatever it may be. To be honest, we were just at the ranch. My husband has a game ranch. That's a dream come true for him that this company made possible. But literally just started a new girl this weekend at the ranch because you can't be around us without talking Thrive. And that's something that I definitely want to talk to you guys about. I think sometimes, you know, Brooke mentioned the highs and the lows that happen in your business, and I've been doing this now for 8 years. So yes, there's highs and lows, but I've seen a lot of people go through a lot of highs and a lot of lows. I'll be honest, for me, I haven't had like low business moments. I've had life knock me upside the face and have low just as a human moments. But I've watched a whole lot of people over the last 8 years try to build a business here, and the ones that are just the most successful and have the most fulfillment are the ones that really stay plugged in to the stories like we just had in the room tonight. Just like Courtney said, I mean, the stories are what makes it, and I think that's what I've missed the most since they shut us down, in March of 2020. And said, yeah, you can't really go do all that anymore. It's just the camaraderie. I mean, I love you people and love seeing people on Zoom, but I'd much rather be in a room like this. So I want to keep this pretty informal, and I want you guys to feel open to ask questions. I do want to share a little bit about my journey, because I think sometimes, well, who are the newest? You guys are the newest. How long have you guys been with us?
Since October.
Since October. Okay, anyone else? December. Okay, so you're brand new. December. Okay, all right. So I think sometimes people come in and you see a 200K, you know, you hear Natasha's name and Courtney's name and Brooke's name and Amber's, and you're like, oh, those people, I mean, they've probably just got it made, and it's always been easy, and they got in at the right time, and all the things. And let me just tell you, it has nothing to do with that. I will say, when I started this, I had no idea it would take me where it has taken me, but very quickly I had a glimmer of hope that I knew that this was going to go somewhere, and I didn't know where it was going to go, but I knew there was something special. Number one, just because the product did for me what it did within 5 days. I had taken nutritional supplements before. I had watched companies like ours create a lot of life-changing, experiences for people before. I thought it was for people not like me, though. I thought that was for other people, and when I started Thrive, I literally had shut down every single conversation about being a promoter that Tony had even tried to have with me. I mean, I will not share the Facebook messages that I was sending back and forth to her, because they look like I had poor character, honestly. Like, I just was in a yucky place mentally and physically and all the things, and I was not super nice. But I started it to feel better for myself, thank God. It did what it did, and then my wheels just kind of started spinning. But I want to tell you, one of the things that made my wheels start spinning, or probably the main thing, is that very quickly she put me on the phone with her friend who had introduced it to her. And a phrase that he said to me was, you've got a lot of tired, exhausted mamas that need this. Now, in the room tonight, I feel like we've had a lot of tired, exhausted grandma stories. Like, I'm now the driving grandma. I love those stories. But when he said that, immediately I was seeing all those tired, exhausted mamas in my life that I knew I could help. So, promoters in the room, make sure when you are talking to that newest person, and the minute they say how good they feel, how great they slept, that they haven't needed all the ibuprofen in their purse. I don't know if that's a medical term or not. That I'm still learning 8 years in. You know where I'm going with this. But when they start sharing, girl, who do you know that's dealing with that same thing? With just 2 people, you can get this for free. But guess what? You've got a whole lot more people than just a couple that need this. And we've got a way that you can earn up to $660 on your first $800 in orders. That's 4 or 5 people thriving with you. We were broke. I had waited on a paycheck to hit the mailbox, to take to the bank, to place my first order as a customer. We had drained our savings account. We were paycheck to paycheck. I was stressed out about providing Christmas for my kids. And so that very first vision was just, oh my gosh, I'm gonna help my friends and family feel like $1 million, and I'm gonna cash in on this bonus, and that's gonna provide Christmas for my family. Like, it wasn't, I'm gonna go earn a car, or there was no talk of 200K, and there certainly wasn't any millionaire talk. I mean, I think sometimes today it's like, that can be so overwhelming for people. You know, what about just earning some Christmas cash and getting a $500 deposit into your bank account next week? What will that do for people? Those are the things that we need to be talking about. And what do you know? That's what happened. And my friends were going, wait a second, how did you say you got your product for free? And then they were saying, wait, I want a Christmas bonus. And the funniest thing is because of the time of year that I started, I didn't call it VIP 800, VIP 1600. I was calling it a Christmas bonus. So when January rolled around, I was like, oh, well, okay, VIP 800, VIP 1600. I mean, I didn't know. But that's what it was. And that's what mattered. And, you know, when I look back, the things that have really driven me the most are because they had meaning for what it would do for my family. What does VIP 800 mean? It doesn't mean anything unless you attach meaning to it. And for me, that meaning was I wanted to give my kids the Christmas that I wanted to give them. And the only way I would have figured it out because I'm a figure outer. But had this not come into our life, I would have taken on a ton more patience. I would have gone to work. I'm a speech pathologist, by the way. I was working contract speech therapy at the time. I would have taken on more patience. I would have not seen my husband. I would have gone to work when he was home in the evenings. I would have worked myself to death on the weekends. And somehow I would have figured out a way to make money, okay? But with this, it was so easy to just pick up the daggum phone and say, Susan, are you still having those headaches that you used to have? Okay, I have something you need. You gotta trust me. Okay, here's what you're gonna do. There you go. I mean, that was so easy. It's so funny. I was talking to my aunt the other day about this, and she's like, have you said that to them? I'm like, oh, I should probably say that to them. But I said, if you've got something in your, especially us, 8 years, if we have something in our life, and this is some of the things that just blow me away with some of the way that some people do this business. They get paid every Tuesday. They won't go a day without this product. They absolutely love it. It's changed their lives in a zillion million ways, but they don't even want to talk to anyone anymore about it or post about it or share. I'm like, how could you go a day without sharing something that's made such an impact in your life? So make sure there's not a day that goes by that you're not having a conversation with someone about what you found, that you're not reaching out, that you're not utilizing social media. I mean, Amber said that the way that we can reach people online, I mean, it's not just in your community anymore. It's not your neighborhood. I mean, you can go, odds are you're gonna sign up strangers online faster than you're gonna get the people in your neighborhood or the people that you work with every single day. So utilize the heck out of all your social media connections because you just never know. If I were you guys, I mean, one of the posts that I'm gonna be making is about all the thriving grandmas, because I was sitting there and I'm like, I've always talked about helping the tired, exhausted mama, helping the tired, exhausted mama. And I'm like, I'm hearing more and more and more stories. Literally, I have a lady right now that's reaching out to me saying, okay, I need to get started. My grandson said I'm always tired and I don't want to be that tired grandma anymore. Girl, we got you, you know? So the share is non-negotiable because of what this has done. But at the end of the day, I think it's all about attaching meaning to what this means for you. So what does VIP 800 or VIP 1600 mean for you? What does earning a car bonus mean for you? What does getting to Thrive Palooza mean for you? What does that mean? What do you see happening there? What do you see happening in your business when you leave there? It's like you've got to attach that meaning. And what I love about this is I've always talked about options, and I love that each of us gets to define what options really means. For me, in the beginning, I told you guys, it was just giving my kids Christmas. And then the new year rolled around and it was like, oh my gosh, like people are loving this and people are also earning money, and maybe I can use this to eliminate debt. Like, this is a second chance for us. Like, what if we all got a second chance? Newsflash, you all have a second chance. Do y'all realize how exciting that is? I mean, holy moly, having a second chance to just do over, to wipe the slate clean, to let this be a residual income that grows on a weekly basis, to put your family in a different position financially and give you options. Heck yeah. So then that started growing, and then it was helping my team do the same thing and helping them to get their car paid for and helping them earn a trip, right? Who couldn't use a getaway? Who doesn't want to go on a getaway? I mean, I love the stories that we have of, how many of you have been on a Lavelle getaway? So awesome. How many of you want to go on a Lavelle getaway? You're like, take me on a vacation. Yes. What I love is the stories of couples that have not been able to get away just because they start having babies, and then you have bills, and then you have careers, and then you have jobs, and you're most of the time the job isn't sending you on a free getaway. Like, you've got to have something like this, that side hustle that can literally turn into a full-time hustle should you want it, prefer it to, or it can just be that option creator. Again, on a weekly basis, talking about what you love. Working from our phone, guys. When we started this 8 years ago, yeah, it was a cool thing to work from your phone, but I feel like more and more every single year, as time goes by, people are figuring out a way to make money from their phones, guys. And those are also the conversations you need to be having with your friends. If you haven't figured out a way to make money from your phone yet, you're missing out. Why wouldn't you want a way to make money from your phone that's free? There's no investment. We're not asking you for $1,000 or 10 grand or 50 grand or whatever. You realize there are business opportunities out there that require those kinds of investment. We have a free business opportunity, zero investment, for you to talk about something that you love, connect with people via your phone, help them feel like $1 million, get paid to do it, turn around, help them some more, help them get paid. I mean, it just goes on. Options. What do options mean for you? What do you want to create for you, for your grandkids? I'm kind of walking you through my options. Like I said, paying off debt, being able to be home. I didn't ever get to stay home when my babies were little, unless you count maternity leave. And I always remember dreading, just trying to drag things out as much as I could before I had to go back to work. But I did get to be at home with my kids when they were older because of this company. And I'll tell you something I've figured out with raising kids, like, it's a whole lot more important that you're home with them when they're older than when they're babies. Like, you just need that, and you need that time. And this company, this opportunity, because I'm crazy passionate, because I will not stop, because I do not let things get to me. I do not let the decisions that other people make come between me and where I'm going and where I'm taking my family. This has given me time with my kids, and time that, I mean, I'll never get back, but I'm so grateful for. And you know what? I want that for you guys. If you're like, I want time with my kids, I want you to have that. Why do I get on a plane and come do this stuff? Honestly, I want to paint a picture of possibility for you guys. Once upon a time, someone painted a picture of possibility for me, and it changed my life. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do for you guys. I want you to see, I can't create your vision for you, but I can share what it's done for me, and you can create your own vision. And hopefully, I can plant those seeds of confidence in you guys to go, she ain't got nothing on me. If she can do it, so can I. This company, guys, holy moly, the things that I've seen them do over the last 8 years to just fuel the fire, fuel the fire, fuel the fire. That right there is what alone has helped us create options. What are they doing right now? They're saying, hey, we're gonna pay you 50% of your paycheck. Oh, so if your paycheck's $1,000 next week, you're gonna get an additional $500 bonus. Y'all, that's unheard of. How do you do that? $800 in QV. Okay, have y'all figured out how to do that?
Yes.
Do you wanna know what I did all day today? I'm already at, what did I show you I was at? 600
6
and,
something.
you know what that's off of? Customer referrals. Customer referrals. Go through every single, start with your existing customers. Let them know you have a personal goal this year. So just say, cause I get it, a lot of us have customers that they don't wanna refer cause it's worth it to them. They don't wanna talk to anybody about it. They I literally say, I have a personal goal this year. I'm just sharing my goals with you this year. My goal is to get as many of my customers as possible thriving for free. Who are 2 friends that you could refer to me that I could send samples to, or I can give them half off their Thrive experience, or I can give them free we can figure out something. What I said was I can make a pretty sweet customer deal for them. And then guys, you can kind of figure out which route to go with that. If you're getting samples in their hands, then that's great. The fun thing is you can start with samples. They can connect you and you can say, hey, we have this option. We have a 2-week experience pack, or we have this. My customer today, she absolutely loves it. She's lost 6 pounds. She wants her husband to do it. Her husband ordered, and then she was ordering for her mom, and then she texted me and she said, my dad wants to order. I said, well, let's make your dad a referral of your mom. That way your mom's halfway to free. Oh, no, my mom isn't gonna refer. Okay, get the couples pack. There you go. Now, let me tell you, I've probably sent at least 80 messages today. Okay, it's not just one message that's gonna get you $600 in QV, but you start there and you just go, and you just go, and you just keep communicating. And here's what I will tell you guys, piece of advice. When you hustle all the time, when you stay consistent, it's not about grind, stop. No, it has to be consistent, and you've got to figure out what your consistency is. You will always be able to benefit from the things that the company puts out for you because you've got people in the funnel. You're already having conversations. You've got free accounts in the system. So that's why it's so important. And you notice they always say free accounts. I'll never forget. It was early in the business. I used to actually talk to Paul Gravett on the phone early in the business 8 years ago. The company wasn't that big. And he kept saying, well, how many free accounts do you have? And I said, I don't know how many free accounts I have. Because I'm like, why the heck does he care how many free accounts? I'm getting orders. Like, I'm getting customers and promoters. And yes, everybody wanted to be a promoter. That used to be the hardest thing for trips, is I was like, how am I going to qualify for this trip? Everyone wants to be a promoter. I need customers. But it's just a hard problem to have. And then it'll change, and everybody will want to be a customer, and you'll be like, I need promoters. No, it's business. There's always a challenge. But he said, I said, I don't know. And he said, that is going to bite you in the butt, Mauria. He said, you have to know how many, you need 100 free accounts. You need 100 free accounts. And I will tell you guys, as you're launching people in the business, if they can get 100 people in their system, do you realize how first of all, how much momentum they can create, but also they're not going to worry about that person that didn't answer them because they got so many other things going on that they're not dwelling on that one. You see where I'm going with that? And so that Jason Camper has always said, massive action creates momentum. Massive action creates momentum. Guys, I didn't make up any of this on my own. How many times have you already heard me quote them? I listened and I learned, and I took what we had here, and I don't overthink it, and I don't have it all right, and my messaging isn't all perfect, and the posts aren't all perfect, but I am sincere about what I believe in, and I'm super confident in what I've got. And that right there is where the magic is, guys. Take what you've got, utilize the confidence, take advantage of everything that this company throws at you, and keep that sight on where you're going. I hope you guys caught on when I said, I have never let the decisions of other people come between me and where I'm going. We have a business here, y'all. It's filled with people. They are imperfect people. People that life is gonna come at them. There will be people every day that give up on their dreams. Then there'll be people that all of a sudden there's a spark and they're back. I can't base my business or my family's future on imperfect people that have life, that have ups and downs. I can't do that. But I can know where I'm going, and I can just keep focusing on taking the people that want to go right along with me. Love the people where they're at that are in a season of life that's hard, because I've been there too, right? But keep your vision in mind. You gotta know where you're going. What do you want? And it starts in little baby steps. What is this? I want this. I need that. We need this. We need out of debt. Brooke, she didn't want to take your babies back to daycare. That's why I always say helping tired, exhausted mamas, because mamas with a why are unfreaking stoppable. And to be honest, that's what built this company. This company was built on a tired, exhausted mama that found a why. And she became unstoppable. And most of us had no idea what we were doing as far as building a business. But maybe we need to eliminate that building the business part and do that whole, let's lead with the fire in our souls and the desire that we have for our families to take this thing even further. That's what I love. I love, there's so many things that I love, guys. I love hearing the stories. Stories don't get old. I said this years ago, and I mean it. If there's a day that goes by and you haven't heard a Thrive Experience story, it's because you flat out chose not to. And if you need to hop in your team chat and say, I need somebody to share their story today. Like, I hadn't heard a Thrive Experience story today, do it. If you need to pick up the phone, girl, I noticed you ordered your Thrive last month. Tell me what it's doing for you. You know, featuring your team, interviewing them. Make sure you're hearing those stories. I mean, y'all, that's what fires me up. Like, that is like, and knowing that I played a role in that, especially if they're my personal customers, like, that's exciting. But like in the team itself, that is what will carry you. I think, you know, I look back, what the most incredible times of momentum in my businesses were when there were nonstop interviews of Lavelle experience or Thrive experiences going on, lots of events like this, because I mean it's just good. Yeah, I mean it's the stories that create the stories, and then there's a vision, and then it's like, wait a second, so can I? And that's, to me, that's the most exciting part, is that, you know, I've always said it doesn't matter where you've been before. You know, how many opportunities are there truly out there that anyone can just dive into, and the possibilities are endless. It's really cool, and that's just a blessing that we have here. I said I wanted to keep this kind of informal, and I know I've kind of chatted with you guys for a while, so let's just take some time just to chat, ask me some questions, and